6 Eastern.
Talking tonight about Beyonce's new do and also a restaurant that's saying adults only for dinner time, no kids after 7. We're going to get to Beyonce in just a moment, but first, restaurants taking issue with young kids. They're going so far as to ban some children during dinner hours, like La Fisheria in Houston. It's run by reality TV chef Tequila Chavez. He's saying no kids 7 and younger can eat there after 7 p.m. Listen.
We found children they are crying. Some kids they are running onto the tables. But when we explain, they say, "Okay, you're right," because at the end of the day, you are thinking in us.
So what do you think? I want to bring in Jill Simonian, founder of thefabmom.com. She is on the phone. Also, John Phillips. He's been here before. He's an attorney and a dad. And John, I'll start with you. You say that you've changed since you had a little boy. How so?
18 months ago, we had our own, and that's a part of the family. He's been going to restaurants because we both worked since he was probably 6 weeks old. And it's just a part of it. We tip extra, we take care of him. He's a good kid. Now, does the owner have a right to exclude him? There's no constitutional protection. That's ridiculous. But come on, let's lighten up and treat each other and mothers and dads all equally.
So if you were with your wife and you left your son at home and there was a 4-year-old, John, let's say, running around, would it bother you?
I'd know to have a reasonable conversation and make a correction. I mean, you say, hey, all right, your kid's being sloppy, please, you're going to have to pay for, a rental fee for cleanup fee or something. Right. But just to say, look, all kids are bad. Really?
Yeah, kids are kids, and as a parent, you kind of just understand that they are. If they want to run around, they usually do. Jill, what do you think about this?
I do have an opposing point of view about this. And John, I so wish I could see you in person right now. My computer hates me, which is why I can't join on Skype. But I do have an opposing view because I do think that it is okay as a restaurant owner to say, look, no kids allowed in this particular restaurant that is adult-friendly, not necessarily kid-friendly, after 7 p.m., just so it doesn't distract from the entire dining experience. And I can say that as a mom of an almost 3-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, 2 wild, crazy lady girls that I do take out to restaurants, to kid-appropriate restaurants. But as a mom who, is busy dealing with my own craziness with my girls, I would rather let it be outlined for me by a restaurant owner. Look, kids are not necessarily welcome at this hour in our restaurant. That makes it easier for me because there's nothing worse than sitting at a table with your kids going crazy, you trying to control them and thinking, gosh, I hope I am not disrupting the dining experience of these other people, parents or
Jill,
not.
I think a lot of people relate to you. There's also another restaurant that may have a bit of an issue with their younger diners. The owner of the Rainy Days Cafe in Washington State posted this pic on her Facebook page. It shows a mess left behind by a customer with young kids. The owner's caption on the picture says she thanks customers who don't make a mess. She thanks them. That got her a lot of backlash, though, online. And, Jill, I think the argument is that the kids should be allowed there. I have a 3-year-old, but also parents who want to go on a date night. They say, okay, we hired a babysitter, and we want to go out and not be around kids. But can you really say no kids? I don't know. There's a fine line there, Jill.
There is a fine line, and John, I totally respect where he's coming from because, trust me, I've been there. We've all been there as parents, but at the same time, there is an appropriateness in restaurant, whether or not you're a crazy little kid. There's certain behavior things that, as a human being, I think we've been conditioned over time to tolerate so many things that are not appropriate. And as much as we love our kids and as much as we want to spend time with them, I don't think it's okay to let kids be in charge of the world, so to speak. I know that's extreme to say, and I mean, I wish we could see each other in person because I promise I'm not as vindictive as I sound, but there is a fine line.
John, what's your response to that? I think as a mom, I bring, crayons, an iPad, anything you can to kind of distract the kids, and usually they'll be okay. You have about an hour, I think.
A third of the adults in some places we go eat are worse than my little Bennett. And that's, they're burping, they're drunk. Yeah. I mean, come on, are we going to legislate them? You can only have 3 drinks. I mean, I'll have sloppy meatballs dribbling down my chest and have a much worse mess than
I'm
that.
not going to dinner with you.
I know. I was thinking.
John, you're not running around the restaurant crazy with nobody telling you that it's not okay to do that.
You haven't seen me at Mojo's in Jacksonville. Absolutely, I am.
Maybe before he had a baby. All right, Jill and John, thanks so much. Great talking to you both.
Oh.
And Ryan, something
Yeah.
else people are talking about. I love it. You got to see Beyonce showing off her new do on Instagram. It's a short blonde pixie cut, but not everybody likes it.
Oh, that's too bad. You know what, Susan? I used to have long flowing hair, and when I cut it, people got upset. But they
They
got used
did.
to it, and I think it's the same for Beyonce.
Well, I think her stylist is saying that she's empowered by it.
Yeah.
That's why she did it. I think she looks great no matter
You know what? It's her natural hair. Why can't she show it off? It's no mystery these days. People see so many women wear hair extensions. It looks beautiful that way, and sometimes they change it. I think she looks great both ways, and I applaud her for coming out this way and not caring what people think. That's the key.
Look at her face. She looks perfect. She
Yeah.
looks great. I think that if
She's
that's what
Beyonce.
wants to
She
do,
looks great no matter
is.
what's on her head.
She does. Well, Americans don't always like it when their favorite ladies, Ryan, as you know, change their hair. Remember when Michelle Obama got bangs? Ryan, you remember.
I do. What a day that was. John and I were saying, wonderful bangs, Michelle, wonderful.
And Jennifer Aniston, anytime she even trims her hair, makes
yeah.
headlines. And Anne Hathaway, she looks great too, but she gets people talking when she does anything
I like that cut.
different with her hair. John, what do you think?
She bangs, she bangs. Isn't that the song? Did I just say that?
Well said.
You got to change up. If you're not changing up, I mean, I don't know any person out there who doesn't want to change up every once in a while.
Sometimes I'll go beard, no beard.
That's right.
You know.
He lives
That's
on
right.
the edge.
Someday I'll come in without the goatee. Shock everybody.
It's crazy go nuts here. All right, guys, thanks.
All right. Well, listen to this, folks.